a student at the University of Illinois, and I serve as the Collegiate Farm Bureau president. Joining Collegiate Farm Bureau, it just kind of made sense for me. Probably ever since I was 12 years old, I was active with my home county farm bureau. And so as I got involved with my home county farm bureau with the Young Leaders program, but then also serving an FFA, I got to know Illinois Farm Bureau. And so coming to campus, it just made sense and it made it feel like home. We have about 80 students involved, and we have a lot of people who want to go to competitions or conferences or just go to the meetings and learn more about our organization. So this experience has helped me a lot, especially with networking, of meeting people working in the industry, where it's given me a chance to learn about jobs, learn about different companies, but it's also helped me learn a lot about myself, of where I want to go, and have a lot of personal and professional career goals as well. Being involved in Farm Bureau can help me reach my career goals by really growing as a professional, of working on my resume, working on what I really want to accomplish, but not only that, it's letting me get to know individuals who will be going into the industry, but people who are already in the industry, where I can really learn, find mentors, and overall become a better professional and agriculturalist. So probably my favorite Farm Bureau conference that I've attended was annual meeting that Illinois Farm Bureau hosts in Chicago, because it was a great chance to meet and see people my own age who are going to be influencing the future of agriculture. But it was also the opportunity to see the current leaders and how this grassroots organization is helping Illinois farmers. Farm Bureau can help college students in a lot of ways with the professional aspect, but also they have a lot of just personal growth with it. There are plenty of opportunities to take advantage of to learn more about the local agriculture field, what's going on. We've taken tours of different farms and different agribusinesses, so that way we can get to know the local people here, but find out what's really going on in Illinois ag. Yes, we have a lot of professional sides to it, but it's also a way just to meet people who might have different backgrounds than me or might have different career goals than me, but it's a way that we can come together and find that one passion and just have fun with it and run with it.
May I have your attention, please? The 6th General Session of the 91st State FFA Convention will begin in 15 minutes. Would all CDE winning teams and top individuals please report backstage? Please find your seats and get ready for the 6th and final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention. Please be sure to review pages 2 and 3 in the convention program and note your chapter's plan in case of an emergency. Your safety is our top priority. If you witness any suspicious activity or have any safety concerns during the convention, please contact your advisor or a convention staff member immediately.
I was taught in my chapter visits to belong the section road, when along came a section president with quite the heavy load. If you're going to chapter visits, bud, with me you can ride. And so I climbed up in the cabin, then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a section that had been so great, and I said, listen, I've traveled every section in this here state. I've been everywhere, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Shiloh, Chicago, Gordo, Melbourne, Hillsborough, Johnsboro, Fringo, Florida, Havana, Serena, Cuba, Colombia, Galva, Mendota, Tagola, Hiawatha, Monticello, Olympia, New York. Let me tell you, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the counties, bare man. I breathe the sections there, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Clinton, Charleston, Stockton, Cornell, Farmington, Princeton, Alton, Rocha, Oakland, Woodland, Highland, Carbondale, Pawnee, Shawnee, Sisseton, Riverdale, Stock County, Putnam County, Brown County, all around here. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the counties, bare man. I breathe the sections there, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Taylorville, Nashville, Oroville, Keokee, Martinsville, Jacksonville, Oakville, Astoria, Pittsfield, Litchfield, Goreville, T-Town, Mount Vernon, Donovan, Delavan, Popstop, Forreston, Carlton, Centralia, Vidalia, Galena, Urbana, Payne, Imena. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the counties, bare man. I breathe the sections there, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Windsor, MacArthur, Eisenhower, Geneseo, Weimar, Herscher, Fisher, El Dorado, Sycamore, Seymour, Seneca, Ottawa, Waseca, Renier, Pearl City, Gibson City, Wayne City, one penny. Been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the counties, bare man. I breathe the sections there, man. Travel, I have my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere.
By thy rivers gently flowing, Illinois, Illinois, o'er thy prairies verdant growing, Illinois, Illinois, comes an echo on the breeze, rustling through the leafy trees, and its mellow tones are these. Illinois, Illinois, and its mellow tones are these. Illinois, Illinois, Grant and Logan and Arties. Illinois.
Please rise and remove your caps as our top 3 creed speakers present the colors. Carrying the FFA flag is Celeste Cummings from the Iroquois West FFA chapter.
My old man, sad old man, spent his life living off the land. Dirty hands and a clean soul.
Carrying the Illinois flag is Lizzie Schaefer from the Taylorville FFA chapter.
And wearing cotton we didn't grow. He's got the red, white, blue, flying high on the farm. Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag. In the back it says USA. He won't buy nothing and he can't fix.
And carrying the American flag, Rachel Hood from the Rushville Industry FFA
in
chapter.
America. He loves his wife and she's that wife that decorates on the 4th of July, but says every day is Independence Day. She's golden rule, teaches school. Some folks say it isn't cool, but she says the Pledge of Allegiance anyway. He's got the red, white, blue, flying high on the farm. Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag. In the back it says USA. He won't buy nothing and he can't fix. With WD-40 and a Craftsman wrench, he ain't prejudice. He's just made in America. Born in a hot land. Raised up a family. King James and Uncle Sam. He's got the red, white, blue, flying high on the farm. Semper Fi tattooed on his left arm. Spent a little more in the store for a tag. In the back it says USA.
Hey guys, look what I found! Wow, there must be 91 years of history in this book.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Look at that.
1929, the stock market crashed and the Illinois Association FFA was chartered. 1939, a gallon of gas is just 10 cents and the first FFA jacket is worn in Illinois. 1965, the civil rights movement is at its height. The St. Louis Arch has just been completed. And the FFA merges with the New Farmers of America, recognizing that all types of diversity bring value to our organization.
1969, the moon landing occurs and women are allowed into the FFA.
1971, Disney World opens and the Illinois FFA Alumni is established.
1988, McDonald's releases the McChicken. And in that same year, the FFA organization changed its name from the Future Farmers of America to the National FFA Organization, recognizing that agriculture is so much more than just farming.
These events and many more have proven that our history has stood the test of time to grow, change, and develop, all to bring us here.
But where are we going next?
The future is up to us. You may think or feel like you are just one person, but your actions have power.
We can elevate our membership,
Service.
unity, leadership, possibilities, future.
The future is up to us. Using our actions, we can take our future to the next level.
How will you elevate?
Your experiences,
Your team,
your impact,
your voice,
your accomplishments.
Your future. The best way to predict your future is to create it.
Starting today, know that your experiences,
Your team, your impact,
your voice, and your accomplishments
elevate,
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 elevate, elevate your future.
Elevate a little higher. Let's throw a party in the sky and celebrate. Elevate until we fly, yeah. But move your feet until you levitate. Come on, let's elevate.
Now let's get on your feet and make some noise for your 2018-2019 section presidents. From Section 18, Daniel Bass. And from Section 14, Brody McCormick. From Section 23, Lane Harvey. And from Section 16, Ellie Bullshred. From Section 21, Jonathan Donahoe. And from Section 24, Catherine Smith. From Section 7, Emma Freeberg. And from Section 13, Austin Doppelmayr. From Section 22, Lane Schilling. And from Section 15, Sally Reed. From Section 17, Abby Schluter. And from Section 5, Zachary Weber. From Section 3, Gage Miller. And from Section 25, Natalie Bonnell.
climb, but it's now or never to
From
win
Section
this
12,
fight.
Colin White. And from
Oh, I
Section
gotta
8,
win
Jeremy
this fight.
Weisenton.
Gonna face the music before I lose it, and I gotta do this while I'm alive.
From Section 1, Gwen Heimerdinger. And from Section 2, Rebecca Hall.
While I'm alive, 'cause now's my time. Now's my time.
From Section 4, Emma Parkins. And from Section 19, Dalton Whitten.
Now's my time.
From Section 10, Kara Anker. And from Section 20, Jacob Mays. From Section 11, Riley Smith. From Section 6, Grace Gerke. And from Section 9, Carson Kipling.
Gonna face the music before I lose it. I gotta do this while I'm alive.
FFA members, parents, advisors, and guests, let's make some noise as we welcome, for the final time, your 2018-2019 Major State Officer Team. From the Teutopolis FFA chapter, a former wooden shoe and soon-to-be Laker attending Lakeland College this fall, your state FFA treasurer, Taylor Herkey.
It's like I just can't miss.
From the Earlville FFA chapter, a former Raider and soon-to-be Eagle attending Illinois Valley Community College this fall, your state FFA secretary, Miriam Huffman.
I was made for this.
From the Mount Vernon FFA chapter, a former Ram and soon-to-be Saluki attending Southern Illinois University this fall, your state FFA reporter, Shaylee Clinton.
Gonna push it harder.
From the Rochelle FFA chapter, a former Hub and soon-to-be Alumni attending the University of Illinois this fall, your state FFA vice president, Eliza Petrie.
Prove it to 'em I'm a fighter. I can't help but win. I was made for this.
From the Fisher FFA chapter, a former Fisher Bunny and soon-to-be Illini attending the University of Illinois this fall, your state FFA president, Sophia Hortense.
Show the world I'm strong.
From Fisher, a former Illini from the University of Illinois, Sophia's FFA advisor, Miss Jennifer Bober.
Made for this. Show the world I'm stronger. Prove it to 'em I'm a fighter. I can't help but win.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the 6th and final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, for the final time, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Station by the door.
Your duties there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
For the final time, the reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
For the final time, stationed by the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there.
I keep a record of all receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary. For the final time, stationed at the ear of corn. Your duties there. I keep accurate minutes of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet. The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice is always based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over the meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, for the final time, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I am beyond excited to announce that at this, the sixth and final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention, there are 5,510 members, advisors, and guest present, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and to develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA membership possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the sixth and final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Thank you, and welcome to the final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention. To kick things off, please direct your attention to the screens above and welcome this session's chair.
If we had an elevator ride to describe Shaylee and Eliza, I think we'd first turn to Twitter to find a few memes.
Yes. Actually, Shaylee is the mastermind behind Illinois FFA's Twitter page, Meme Mondays, this year. To put it simply, Shaylee is the queen of pop culture. And many other things, like energy drinks,
Batman knowledge,
and apple slices. But most of all, work ethic.
But Shaylee isn't the only memester on the team. She can always count on Eliza to be there to not only understand those meme references, but also to help her conquer any challenge.
It's quite clear that Shaylee and Eliza both have a lot to share in the present day, and it's true that that will continue throughout their futures.
After college, both Shaylee and Eliza want to become agriculture teachers and continue elevating the mission of Illinois FFA and Illinois agricultural education, which is why we couldn't think of anyone better to chair this sixth and final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention entitled Elevate Your Future.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for the final time this year at State Convention, get loud, get pumped, and get excited as we welcome our session chairs, Miss Shaylee Clinton and Miss Eliza Petrie.
Tonight is gonna be epic. Feels like a roller coaster. Tonight is gonna be epic.
Illinois FFA, this final session of the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention is going to be epic.
This session's theme is Elevate Your Future.
So in this session, we're going to be recognizing the future of our agriculture industry by recognizing our future veterinarians, food scientists, ranchers, farmers, and so much more through recognizing our CDE and LDE winners.
We may also listen to a few future musicians as we listen to our final band and chorus performances.
And of course, we're going to be hearing the retiring address of State FFA President Sophia Horton and be getting a glimpse into the future of our organization by installing our 2019-2020 Major State Officer team.
We'd also be taking a look at our awesome scrapbooks, our national chapter finalists, and premier chapter awards. So Illinois FFA, for the final time, get pumped and get excited for the 6th and final session here at the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention.
Elevate a little higher. Let's throw a party in the sky and celebrate. Elevate until we fly, yeah. But move your feet until you levitate. Come on, let's elevate.
Madam Secretary, do you have any announcements at this time?
Why, yes, I certainly do. Would all recipients of the Section Premier Chapter Award and National Chapter Finalists please report backstage at this time? Also, we have a special guest in attendance today. Senator Steve McClure from the 50th District would like to get pictures with any chapters from counties Calhoun, Sangamon, Morgan, Jersey, Macoupin, Greene, Scott, Madison, and Pike. If you are any of those chapters, please report to the Farm Credit Newsroom after the session to get a picture with that state senator. We would also like to recognize some other special guests: Mark, Shanna, Graham, Claire, Doyle, and Janet Horton, as well as Patricia Sanders and other family and friends of Sophia Horton as they celebrate her retiring address. And for those chapters to take a picture with Senator Steve McClure, actually you need to report to the Farm Credit Newsroom right at this time, not after this session, right at this time. Also, if there are any of you that have not enjoyed all of the sights in Springfield this week, make sure to stop by some of the exciting historical places like Lincoln's Tomb and New Salem. You can also participate in exciting activities like racing go-karts at Knights Action Park, or test out your problem-solving skills by doing an escape room at Escape Springfield. You already know you want to elevate your experiences while here in Springfield. Also, after this session, if you're still hungry, make sure to check out Twyford's food truck. With quick and tasty meals, you'll get a great taste of Springfield, and a percentage of your proceeds will come back to Illinois Foundation FFA. Make sure to check out your chapter packet for other local restaurants that donate back to Foundation. Thank you.
Hey, Liza, do you want to play a quick game?
Shaylee, we're kind of in the middle of a session.
Yeah, but they can wait. They already had lunch.
Okay, what's the game?
This game, we played it before. It's called Finish the Vine.
Okay, then you go first.
Hi, my name is Trey.
Oh, and I got a basketball game tomorrow. Okay, that was pretty good. Let me see. Okay, road work ahead.
Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Okay, that was pretty fun, but you know, we should probably get on back to the session. So.
Probably. Even though this next group of individuals probably doesn't understand our Vine references, they do share that same passion for the FFA and the agriculture industry.
They are our FFA alumni. They have been selling Gator raffle tickets for the past few months, along with chapters from all over the state. And right now, we're going to find out who's going to win that awesome Gator.
Let's welcome them to the stage.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. I am not Ted Hughes that normally comes up here and makes a few jokes and that. Ted's working in the fields right now, so we're very proud to do his job at this point. During the year, we offer different fundraisings, and one of them is our Gator raffle. And we ask the local chapters of FFA and Alumni to sell tickets. This year they sold almost 3,200 tickets for this Gator. The winning school will receive $300 back to the chapter. And also, 40% of each of those tickets go right back to the chapters that sold them. So I guess at this point, person's name is Lars Lee, Poplar Grove, Illinois. Congratulations and thank you.
Elevate a little higher. Let's throw a party in the sky and celebrate. Elevate until we fly, yeah. Well, move your feet until you levitate. Come on, let's elevate.
Hey Shaylee, do you remember anything from middle school?
I was kind of traumatized during middle school. There's one thing I don't think I could ever forget. It's how I looked.
Oh, it couldn't have been that bad.
It was pretty bad. Let's look. I didn't look like that. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Well, you know, to make you feel any better, my middle school experience was full of me playing almost every sport and not being good at any of them, so if that makes you feel better.
I could relate to that. You know, could you imagine if we had FFA in middle school?
That definitely would have helped out our middle school experiences.
Lucky enough, these next group of individuals have actually had that chance. They've elevated their time in the FFA through participating and succeeding in CDEs and LDEs.
Illinois FFA, help us in recognizing our Discovery Career Development Event and Leadership Development Event top teams and individuals.
Welcome back, Nevin. It's been like a day.
The state-winning team in the Discovery Dairy Foods Career Development Event is the Alumni Central FFA chapter. The state-winning individuals in the Discovery Dairy Foods CDE from Alumni Central, Ellis Dowell. The state-winning individual in the Discovery Dairy Cattle Handlers Evaluation Career Development Event is Nevin Erbson from the Eastland FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Discovery Non-Reasons Dairy Cattle Evaluation Career Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top individual in the Discovery Non-Reasons Dairy Cattle Evaluation Career Development Event is Carla Kilgus from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Discovery Forestry Career Development event is the Liberty FFA chapter. The top winning individual in the Discovery Forestry Career Development event is Courtney Kirby from the Liberty FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Discovery Non-Reasons Horse Evaluation Career Development event is the West Prairie FFA chapter. The top individual in the Discovery Non-Reasons Horse Evaluation Career Development event is Ava Kilborn from the West Prairie FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Discovery Land Use Career Development event is the Liberty FFA chapter. The top individual in the Discovery Land Use Career Development event is Courtney Kirby from the Liberty FFA chapter.
Hey, Eliza, don't you have a YouTube channel?
Why, yes, Shaylee, I do.
Okay, well, why don't you tell all of us what kind of videos you make?
Well, I've got a few vlogs of my dad and I restoring an old 1968 C20 truck, but other than that, just a lot of singing videos.
So what you're telling myself and everyone at the convention hall is that we should go subscribe?
Well, you know, I guess, if you have time. Yes, please go subscribe.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to look through some of your videos, but we do have time to hear the final performance of our 2019 State FFA Chorus.
Illinois FFA, help us in welcoming your FFA Chorus for the final time.
Oh
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. I'm Robert Eckert, your state choral director, and it's my privilege and pleasure to be up here with these amazing singers behind me. Yesterday afternoon, for about an hour and a half, 25 of these singers auditioned to be candidates for the Illinois candidacy for the National FFA Chorus, which will be later this fall. These are the ones who were selected out of those 25. First of all, from Bushnell Prairie City Chapter, Jenna Spangler. From the Abington Avon Chapter, Haley Hendel. From the Bushnell Prairie City Chapter, Joshua Evans. From the Orion Chapter, Taylor Walton. From Bushnell Prairie City Chapter, Macy Parsons. From the Cissna Chapter, Bailey Lewis. From the Princeville Chapter, Brianna Olszewski. From the Mount Carmel Chapter, Eva Hocking. From the Southeastern Chapter, Joseph Weiss. From the New Berlin Chapter, Madison Bowler. From the Paxton Buckley Loda Chapter, Tara Brown. And from the Cissna Chapter, Kylie Rucker. I wish these members all the good luck to be in the National Chorus later this fall. They're all qualifiable and excellent singers. Our last song, ladies and gentlemen, is one that we made a standard in every convention for quite a while. It's called Take My Hand, Precious Lord. And it has great meaning to me because it's my prayer for you to get home safely. Here is Take My Hand, Precious Lord.
Lead me on.
And now give another round of applause for our chorus director, Mr. Robert Eckert. Something that you all need to know is that Mr. Eckert has been the chorus director for Illinois FFA since 1989.
So to show our appreciation, we would like to give you this chorus vest that they would wear back when you started being the chorus director for Illinois FFA. Thank you so much for everything. Let's give her another round of applause.
Thank you again, Mr. Eckert.
Thank you.
You know, Liza, some of my favorite FFA memories come from participating in CDEs.
Yeah, same. I think one of my favorite memories was when I was on the state food science team and we were on the drive home and we found out that we won and we were so excited we just started breaking clipboards to celebrate.
Okay, I can't relate to that, but I do remember when I was a freshman and I participated in the creed speaking contest. I actually won at section and it was the first time I had ever won anything. I don't think I could ever forget that moment.
I'm sure these next FFA members have some of the same memories, maybe not like mine, but closer to yours. Illinois FFA, help us in recognizing our career development event and leadership development event, top teams and individuals.
Your state-winning team in the Agriculture Business Management CDE is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The first place individual in the State Ag Business Management CDE is Ethan Slagle from the Prairie Central FFA's chapter. Your state-winning team in the Agriculture Communications LDE is the Normal Community FFA chapter. Your state-winning individual in the Journal category is Madeline Ballmeyer from the Normal Community FFA chapter. In the Opinion category, your state-winning individual is Kinsey Kraft from the Normal Community FFA chapter. Your state-winning individual in the Video category is Addison Raber from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. Your state-winning individual in the Video category is Emily Brunch from the Putnam County FFA chapter. And your state-winning individual in Website Design is Alexandria Brown from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. Your second runner-up in the Agriculture Education CDE is Bradley Schaefer from the Cambridge FFA chapter. Your first runner-up in the Agriculture Education CDE is Aaliyah Ogle from the Streeter FFA chapter. And your state winner in the Agriculture Education Career Development event is Clayton Thomas from the Normal West FFA chapter. Your state-winning team in the Agriculture Issues Career Development event is the Midland FFA chapter. Your state-winning team in the Agriculture Mechanics Career Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top winning individual in the Electricity Division of Ag Mechanics from the Prairie Central FFA chapter, Paul Lehman. Your state-winning individual in the Ag Power Division of the Ag Mechanics CDE is from the Monticello FFA chapter, John Koopman. Your state-winning individual in the Surveying Division of Ag Mechanics from Central at Breeze, Blake Marcus. Your state-winning individual in the Carpentry Division is Adam Bridges from Newton. And your state winning in surveying is Blake Marcus from the Central Breeze FFA chapter. Your state winning individual in the welding area from Hudsonville, Ezekiel Nave. Your state-winning team in the Agricultural Sales Career Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top individual in Room 1 of the Agricultural Sales Career Development Event is Sally Reed from the Jerseyville FFA chapter. The top individual in Room 2 of the Agricultural Sales Career Development Event is Colin White from the Midwest Central FFA chapter. The top individual in Room 3 in the Agricultural Sales Career Development Event is Elsie Dotterer from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top individual in Room 4 in the Agricultural Sales Career Development Event is Alexandria Brown from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. Your state-winning team in the Agronomy Career Development Event is the Iroquois West FFA chapter. The top individual at the Agronomy Career Development Event is Noah Fink from the Iroquois West FFA chapter. The Agronomy CDE is sponsored by United Prairie and CoBank. The state-winning team in the Chapter Code of Conduct of Meetings Leadership Development Event is the Villa Grove FFA chapter. The top state chairman from the Villa Grove FFA chapter, Will Jones. And your top place floor member from the Kansas FFA chapter, Wyatt Knoll. Your second runner-up in the Creed-speaking Leadership Development Event is Chelsea Cummings from the Iroquois West FFA chapter. Your second runner-up in the Creed-speaking Leadership Development Event is Rachel Hood from Rushville Industry. And your state winner in the Creed-speaking Leadership Development Event is Lizzie Schaefer from the Taylorville FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Dairy Cattle Evaluation Leadership Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top individual in the Dairy Cattle Evaluation Career Development Event is Addie Raber from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The state winning team in the non-reasons Dairy Cattle Evaluation Career Development Event is the Carlisle FFA chapter. The top individual in the Dairy Cattle Evaluation Career Development Event is Jenna Gokin from the Trimont FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Dairy Foods Career Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Dairy Foods Career Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top individual in the Dairy Foods Career Development Event is Ashlyn Grotichill from the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The state winner of the High School Dairy Cattle Handlers Evaluation Career Development Event is Zach Paul from the Edwardsville FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Envirothon event is the Liberty FFA chapter. Your second runner-up in the extemporaneous speaking leadership development event is Colin White from the Midwest Central FFA chapter. Your first runner-up in the extemporaneous speaking leadership development event is Avery Pelote from the Salmonac Leland Sandwich FFA chapter. And your state winner of the extemporaneous speaking leadership development event is Cabot Shemp from the Olympia FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Floriculture Career Development event is the Glenbrook South FFA chapter. The top individual in the Floriculture Career Development event is Laura Shokin from the Glenbrook South FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Food Science Career Development event is the Streeter FFA chapter. The top individual in the State Food Science Career Development event is Leah Piles from the Midland FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Forestry Career Development event is the Olney FFA chapter. The top individual in the Forestry Career Development event is Jennifer Rudolphi from the Olney FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Green Hand Quiz Bowl Career Development event is the Marissa FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Reasons Division of the Horse Evaluation Career Development Event is the Tri-City FFA Chapter. The top individual in the Reasons Division of the Horse Evaluation Career Development Event is Monique Garrett from the Edwardsville FFA Chapter. The state-winning team in the non-Reasons Division of the Horse Evaluation Career Development Event is the Geneseo FFA Chapter. The top individual in the non-Reasons Division of the Horse Evaluation Career Development Event is Sarah Cordles from the Geneseo FFA Chapter. Your second runner-up in the Job Interview Leadership Development Event is Emma Hawkinson from the Galesburg FFA Chapter. The first runner-up in the Job Interview Leadership Development Event is Jaden Thompson from the Normal West FFA Chapter. And your state winner in the Job Interview Leadership Development Event is Sheridan Hank from the Mercer County FFA Chapter. The state-winning team in the Land Use Career Development Event is the Orion FFA Chapter. The top individual in the Land Use Career Development Event is Kate Bella from the Midland FFA Chapter. The state-winning team in the Reasons Division of the Livestock Evaluation Career Development Event is the Taylorville FFA Chapter. The top individual in the Reasons Division of the Livestock Evaluation Career Development Event is Ty Nodal from the Nokomis FFA Chapter. The state-winning team for the non-Reasons Division of the Livestock Evaluation Career Development Event is the Triopia FFA Chapter. The top individual in the non-Reasons Division of the Livestock Evaluation Career Development Event is Spencer Jack from the West Central FFA Chapter. The state-winning team in the Marketing Plan Career Development Event is the Midwest Central FFA Chapter. The state-winning team in the Meats Evaluation Career Development Event is the Prairie Central FFA Chapter. The top individual in the Meats Evaluation Career Development Event is Lyndon Schaefer from the Prairie Central FFA Chapter. The state-winning team in the Novice Parliamentary Procedure Leadership Development Event is the Paxton Buckley Loda FFA Chapter. The top individuals in the Novice Parliamentary Procedure Leadership Development Event are Chairperson from the Paxton Buckley Loda FFA Chapter, Daniel Busby. Secretary from the United FFA Chapter, Jenna Brents. And your top floor member from the Paxton Buckley Loda FFA Chapter is Macy Kindgren. The state-winning team in the Nursery and Landscape Management Evaluation Career Development event is the Seneca FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Parliamentary Procedure Leadership Development event is the Olney FFA chapter. The top individuals in the State Parliamentary Procedure Leadership Development event are Chairperson from Olney, Tristan Payne. Secretary from United, Carly Thompson. And your top floor member from Olney, Travis Wilkie. The state-winning team in the Poultry Evaluation Career Development event is the Paxton Buckley Loda FFA chapter. The top individual in the Poultry Evaluation Career Development event is Apron Piles from the Midland FFA chapter. The second runner-up in the Prepared Public Speaking Leadership Development event is Cody Nodal from the Nokomis FFA chapter. The first runner-up in the Prepared Public Speaking Leadership Development event is Olivia Charles from the West Carroll FFA chapter, and your state winner in the Prepared Public Speaking Leadership Development event is Mark Macco from the Seneca FFA chapter. The state-winning team in the Veterinary Science Career Development event is the Prairie Central FFA chapter. The top individual in the Veterinary Science Career Development event is Elise Dotterer from the Prairie Central FFA chapter.
Elevate a little higher. Let's throw a party in the sky and celebrate. Elevate until we fly, yeah. Move your feet until you levitate. Come on, let's elevate.
You know, something that Eliza and I both have in common is that we want to be ag teachers.
That is exactly right. Shaylee, what are you most looking forward to when teaching?
You know, I cannot wait to have fun with all of my students.
Same here, like going to contests and conferences and stuff, or what?
Yeah, but more so making funny videos.
Okay, like what?
Well, something kind of like this. Yeah.
We only have a couple days left, and you need your permission slips to go on this trip. Tommy.
Do we need permission slips to go?
Okay.
But other than making funny videos, I'm super excited to have my students participate and work hard in our chapter's activities.
Exactly, and maybe even filling out an application to become a section premier chapter winner. So let's bring out Noreen Free to help us congratulate these chapters.
Madam Secretary.
Well, hello.
Thank you, Shaylee and Eliza. To say I'm honored and humbled to be standing here today is an understatement. Yes, it's been 40 years that I was elected your state FFA reporter, and yes, I'm still alive. I really don't think I'm that old, but as time goes by rapidly, It seems like I was just at the convention in Champaign-Urbana at the Assembly Hall. When Mindy emailed me a month ago requesting some photographs of myself, I pulled out an album that had a few items in it, and one was my convention program. And I noticed the convention theme back then was preparing for progress. Very similar to your theme, elevate. Elevate your experience, your team, impact, voice, accomplishments, and future. That's preparing for progress. One thing I've observed over time is that some things never change. The FFA was and still is a leadership organization. You need to focus on finding your purpose and putting it into practice. FFA members, I want you to look back at your 16, 17, and 18 years of life. All the wonderful memories and moments that you have made, as I share just a few of mine with you. I grew up on a northern Illinois diversified dairy, hog, and grain farm. There was always cows to be milked twice a day, calves to feed, hay and straw to bale, manure to haul, pigtails to dock, bean fields to walk, and lawns to mow. Our summer highlight was showing cows and hogs at the week-long county fair. I have 5 amazing brothers and sisters who I admire and respect. Today, we all continue to be involved in agriculture, and I'm happy to say the next generation of Nelsons, 8 of the 10 are employed or are pursuing agriculture as their focus. Both sets of our grandparents lived within 8 miles from our house. We all farmed and we all attended church on Sundays. My week-long summer vacation was with my sister going to my grandparents' house just 6 miles from our farm. That was my vacation. We woke up earlier at 5 a.m. to help Grandpa milk the cows by hand. I learned how to separate milk into cream and butter, pick eggs, and Grandma taught us how to make pie crust and pancakes from scratch. And if the Cubbies were playing baseball, we got the afternoon off, sat in front of the television and the fan, and cheered the Cubbies onto a win, which they didn't do much back then. And Grandpa made us go to bed when the sun set. It doesn't get much better than being raised on a farm, and I have no regrets. My sister and I were the first 2 females to enroll in agriculture back in 1974 at the Newark High School and joined the Newark FFA chapter. In 1976, I attended the Kansas City National Convention in Kansas City with my fellow chapter officers. And at that convention, they elected the first female national officer, Julie Smiley from the state of Washington. Now, I didn't know her and I never met her, but that afternoon I asked my advisor, Mr. Dunn, when will Illinois have their first female state officer? And he simply replied, Noreen, you could be the first. I truly did laugh in his face that afternoon, but he believed in me. And when I was a major state officer, I drove around in a pea green El Camino. It was a hand-me-down from my grandfather after his passing. And back then we didn't have cell phones, but I had a CB radio. And my handle was the Kodak Kid, because I was reporter, very creative. One major rule that was implemented during this new female leadership era was that I could not date while serving in office. But I gained 3 fantastic brothers who treated me like a sister and to this day remain faithful friends, and happy to say our secretary, Kevin Cogdill, came up today to visit with me again. So why do I share these memories with you? Because you definitely have a different upbringing than I did. That cell phone in your pocket has changed the way you do life today. I want you to look back at your years and the memories and moments that you have created with your family, your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, because they are keepsakes and treasures. Those people believed in you, they supported you, and they want you to succeed. These days are almost over for some of you, and they're only memories or pictures out in a cloud. My parents are deceased, and now only my siblings and I can laugh at and share those precious moments. And of course, we don't always agree on the exact version, but that's just siblings for you. So pretty soon you'll be on your own after high school, and some of you will continue on in the ag industry, and I hope you do. Some of you will go to college, some of you will get a job, and maybe some of you will get married and have kids that act just like you. You'll be on your own, and you'll be in charge of your own life. And the most and best things in my life have been exciting, rewarding, but also exhausting and terrifying at the same time. I read on Twitter a 5-year-old graduated from kindergarten and told her dad, "Dad, kindergarten wasn't easy. I had to work hard, and I had to be nice to some mean kids." How simple and true that statement is, no matter what our age. We can learn from it because life isn't easy. And those of us involved in farming this year can attest to that. You have to work hard, and you should be kind and nice to all people. So I'm here this afternoon to recognize and congratulate these Illinois Premier FFA chapters. These members are workers and winners. They had the wisdom and will to go above and beyond to strengthen agriculture, to build their communities, and grow leaders in order to advance as section winners. What made their hard work stand out? Here's the advice I'd like to leave with you. And if you just take 1 or 2 points, it may just give your life a purpose. Give 110%. Life is not fair, get used to it. Always give your best. Practice like a champion, compete like a champion, and live like a champion. Hang around good people. Tell the truth. Go to church on Sunday and trust God. Give back to your community and your country. Don't do what's easy, do what's right. Don't worry and stress out. You will make mistakes. Just learn from them. Text your father, but always call your mother. Do what you love. Live each day to the fullest with enthusiasm, optimism, hope, honor, and integrity. And finally, take the time to write a note or a letter to a friend, a teacher, or someone who has made a difference in your life. I reached out to my ag teacher, Mr. Dunn, in May because I heard his health was failing at the age of 85. Yes, advisors, I said 85. I shared with him the news I was receiving the honorary state FFA degree at this convention, and I thanked him for believing in me. He replied back a couple weeks later, congratulating me, sharing a few thoughts, and he mentioned, and I quote, "My life is about over, but I have had a good one. You, your family, and other students have made my ride a good one." I will cherish that letter because you see, Mr. Dunn died just last week. And yes, I drove 2.5 hours back home to pay my respects. So if you apply any of these, I believe you will stand out like these individuals here on stage. Your work, your sacrifice, your passion, your perseverance, all resulting in successful accomplishments. People will look at you with delight and pride. I'm cheering for you, FFA members. Shine brightly. Thank you.
Thank you, Noreen, for those words of wisdom and kindness. Madam Secretary, will you please read the names of the section winners for this year's Premier Chapter Award?
Why, yes, I will. Section 1, Scales Mound. Section 2, Rochelle. Section 3, Cambridge. Section 4, Knoxville. Section 5, Midland. Section 6, Central Burlington. Section 7, Seneca. Section 8, Chicago High School for Agricultural Sciences. Section 9, Normal Community. Section 10, Tri-Point. Section 11, Liberty. Section 12, Midwest Central. Section 13, Pittsfield. Section 14, Athens. Section 15, Lincolnwood. Section 16, Decatur MacArthur Andreas Ag Academy. Section 17, Paxton Buckley Loda. Section 18, Oakwood. Section 19, Greenville. Section 20, Altamont. Section 21, Carlisle. Section 22, Waterloo. Section 23, Olney. Section 24, Goreville. Section 25, Harrisburg.
Let's congratulate all of our Premier Chapter Award winners one more time as they exit the stage. Madam Secretary, do you have any announcements at this time?
Oh, I sure do. Would all Scrapbook and digital Scrapbook participants please report backstage at this time? Once again, all Scrapbook and digital Scrapbook participants, please report backstage at this time. Thank you.
Eliza, we've been talking a lot about the future in this session, and it has me thinking, what if we could time travel?
Shaylee, I don't think we have the technology for that yet.
We did in 1985. Marty McFly time traveled. I saw with my own two eyes.
Shaylee, hate to break it to you, but that was just a movie, Back to the Future, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh. Well, since apparently we can't time travel, at least we can listen to the FFA band give their final performance and pay tribute to the movie Back to the Future. Let's welcome to the stage for the final time your 2019 FFA band. Eliza, we've talked a lot about wanting to become ag teachers. What's one thing that you want to accomplish when you're teaching?
I want to maintain a successful chapter by staying involved in many FFA activities, I think.
I could agree with that. My chapter, Mount Vernon, always worked super hard in our national chapter word application.
These next FFA chapters have done just that. Madam Secretary, would you please read the name of our national chapter finalists? The National Chapter Award national finalists in section order are Scales Mound, Eastland, Rochelle, Cambridge, Orion, Bureau Valley, Midland, Central Burlington, Seneca, Streeter, Newark, Chicago High School for Agricultural Sciences, Normal Community, Pontiac, Flanagan Cornell, Tremont, Tri-Point, St. Anne,
Tony Fab Productions.
Iroquois West, Liberty, Pittsfield, Athens, Decatur MacArthur Andreas Ag Academy, Taylorville, Paxton Buckley Loda, Altamont, Carlisle, Nashville, Mount Vernon, Waterloo, Olney, Grayville, Edwards County, Goreville, DeCoyne.
This is Tony Fad Productions.
The fourth runner-up of the 2019 Illinois FFA Premier Chapter Award winner is the Seneca FFA Chapter. The third runner-up of the 2019 Illinois FFA Premier Chapter Award is the Central Burlington FFA Chapter. The second runner-up of the 2019 Illinois FFA Premier Chapter Award is the Waterloo FFA Chapter. The first runner-up of this year's Premier Chapter Award is the Goreville FFA Chapter. And now, the moment that we have all been waiting for. The 2019 Illinois FFA Premier Chapter Award winner is the Cambridge FFA Chapter. Let's congratulate all of our Premier Chapter Award winners, and good luck to those who were selected as national finalists. Noreen, the Illinois FFA would like to thank you for your help in presenting this award. This award truly inspires FFA chapters across the state to elevate to new heights in order to grow leaders, build communities, and strengthen agriculture. Please accept this as a small token of our appreciation. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Elevate a little higher. Let's throw a party in the sky and celebrate. Elevate until we fly, yeah. But move your feet until you levitate. Come on, let's elevate.
We talk a lot about wanting to be ag teachers, and I'm kind of curious. What's your ag teacher like? Because you must have been influenced by them quite a bit.
Oh, Shaylee, I think you know.
Know what?
What my FFA advisor is like, because your FFA advisor and my FFA advisor are best friends.
Hey, do you remember that one
No,
time?
we can't tell them about that.
Aw, come on.
Okay, fine, go ahead.
So, when Eliza and I were first elected, we scrolled back through their Facebooks and found old photos of them. So, a few weeks ago, we decided to recreate them.
You know, it's kind of funny how we kind of look like them.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I think Mrs. Page and Miss Rozier are sure happy that they documented these moments way back then.
And we sure are glad that they documented those moments too. These next group of individuals have done just that.
They are our FFA Scrapbook, so let's give them a round of applause as they enter the stage.
The chapters who received the bronze ranking in this year's Scrapbook contest are, in section order, from Section 1, Wes Carroll. From Section 3, Geneseo. From Section 5, Roanoke Benson. From Section 12, Beardstown. From Section 17, Heritage. From Section 23, Red Hill. Those receiving the bronze recognition are, from Section 3, Orion. From Section 4, Abington Avon. From Section 4, West Central. From Section 5, Princeville. From Section 5, Putnam County. From Section 6, Genoa Kingston. From Section 6, Sycamore. From Section 7, Seneca. From Section 10, St. Anne. From Section 11, Alumni West. From Section 11, Unity Minden. From Section 11, West Prairie. From Section 15, Highland. From Section 16, Blue Ridge. From Section 16, Central A&M. From Section 17, Arthur Lovington, Atwood Hammond. From Section 17, Fisher. From Section 17, Gibson City, Melvin Sibley. From Section 17, Tuscola. From Section 19, South Central. From Section 20, Altamont. From Section 21, Bluford. From Section 22, Jabot Catholic. And from Section 24, Century. Those chapters receiving the gold recognition are from Section 2, Oregon. From Section 2, Rochelle. From Section 3, Allwood. From Section 4, Monmouth Roseville. From Section 5, Midland. From Section 7, Somonauk Leland Sandwich. From Section 9, Lexington. From Section 10, Iroquois West. From Section 12, Midwest Central. From Section 16, Clinton. From Section 17, Paxton Buckley Loda. From Section 17, St. Joseph Ogden. From Section 17, Villa Grove. From Section 19, Hillsborough. From Section 21, Nashville. From Section 22, Marissa. From Section 23, Sisney. And from Section 23, Olney. And your 2019 state winning team in the Scrapbook contest is the Paxton Buckley Loda FFA chapter.
As we advance into future technology, so does the way we share and preserve memories. This year, chapters also had the option to complete a digital scrapbook. Please join me in welcoming the digital scrapbook participants.
Those chapters receiving the silver recognition are Cambridge, Putnam County, Belvedere, and Pittsfield. Those chapters receiving the gold recognition are Bureau Valley, Olympia, Bushnell Prairie City, Armstrong, and Edwards County. And your 2019 Digital Scrapbook winner is the Bureau Valley FFA chapter.
You know, Shaylee, I have a very special talent.
Oh, yeah? And what is this special talent?
I can say all of the FFA creed.
You know, there's a lot of FFA members with that very special talent of yours.
Well, I believe that I could do it right here, right now.
Well, I believe that there is someone backstage who could probably do it a little better than you.
All right, well, let's bring them out and see what they got then.
Let's welcome to the stage our 2019 Creed Speaking winner, Lizzie Schaefer from the Taylorville FFA chapter as she recites the FFA Creed.
The FFA Creed by E.M. Tiffany. I believe in the future of agriculture, with a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturists, in the promise of better days through better ways. Even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging. For I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life and hold an inborn fondness for those associations, which even in hours of discouragement, I cannot deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly, with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own and the public interests in producing and marketing the product of our toil. I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, in the life abundant and enough honest wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself, in less need for charity and more of it when needed, in being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community, which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task. Thank you.
lot about the future in this session. Okay, while you may still have the theme song stuck in your head from that awesome band performance, I was more thinking about like the future careers and stuff.
Okay, well, like what kind of career?
Well, I do know that we may possibly have a future musician backstage.
Should I get their autograph?
Well, Shaylee, in all of Illinois FFA, let's welcome to the stage Olivia Winter from the Scales Mountain FFA chapter for our final FFA talent.
Hi.
There was a time when I was alone, nowhere to go and no place to call home. My only friend was the man in the moon, and even sometimes he would go away too. Then one night as I closed my eyes, I saw a shadow flying high. He came to me with the sweetest smile, told me he wanted to talk for a while. He said, Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you'll never be lonely. And ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored, we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Ryan, Ryan, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. He sprinkled me in pixie dust and told me to believe in him and believe in me. Together we will fly away in a cloud of green to your beautiful destiny. As we soared above the town that never loved me, I realized I finally had a family. Soon enough we reached Neverland. Peacefully my feet hit the sand, and ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored, we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Ryan, Ryan, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home forever, a lost boy at last. Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Wendy, darling, even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love you so, you are now my home, sweet home forever, a lost boy at last. And for always I will sing, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're bored, we play in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Ryan, Ryan, lost boy, they say to me, away from all of reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. My name is Graham, and as Sophie's older brother, I have had the pleasure of witnessing her amazing journey firsthand. Not just her time as president, but everything in her life that led to this as well, including the time she wrecked my truck into a tree in the yard, and the time she got trucked by one of her very own pigs in the barn lot. But seriously, what an amazing journey it has been thus far. Witnessing and watching her grow, she developed one of the strongest work ethics I have ever seen, and a steadfast determination to achieve any goal she sets forth. It honestly has served as an inspiration to myself, and I thought all along I was the one who was supposed to be setting the example. From her time as a green hand in her first CDE competition, to the intense moments of state officer election day that led to the excitement and shared joy of her election, I have witnessed her pour her heart and energy into this organization and position. I know she will do the same wherever she goes, making any aspiration of hers achievable. I will continue to watch and witness her journey, cheer her along, help where I can, while having a true sense of pride that such an amazing person is my sister.
Hi, my name's Claire, and I can tell you Sophie is the best older sister, role model, inspiration, and best friend a girl could ask for. Growing up with Sophia, it was clear that we were very opposite. Sophie much preferred working on the farm, while I preferred to stay inside and not get my boots dirty. Even though I sometimes got annoyed these past few years from her asking me a million times to help her clean the barn, ride in the grain truck with her, load up her pigs, or listen to her speech just one more time, Sophie's FFA adventure has shown me the truly incredible person Sophia is. She never stops working. Whether it means staying up till midnight, practicing a speech, or rearranging pig pens for a whole Saturday, Sophia will not stop stepping towards her goals. Her hard work, dedication, and passion for this organization is very inspiring. Now her time as president is almost over, and it has been amazing seeing the smile it has put on my sister's face. This past year has been a little weird without Sophie at home, but I cannot wait to see what she will pour her heart into next.
My name is Bailey, and I'm Sophia's best friend from back home. A pride moment in our friendship will always be when Sophie was elected to state office. I was the first person to greet her backstage, and the excitement we shared will never be forgotten. We greeted one another with open arms and the ugliest cries you've ever seen. Soph and I share some amazing memories together, like the time we learned how to hit the quan at National Convention, which was not a pretty sight, and the hundreds of hours spent in the ag room working on her speeches. By the time we graduated, I could have recited all of the speeches she gave during her 4 years of FFA. That's how much time we spent together. This year looked a little different as I moved off to college in Kentucky and Sophie headed to Springfield to serve the FFA another year. I always enjoyed Snapchats about the cactus I gifted her that later died, or hour-long phone calls that consisted of catching up on our daily lives. I've been blessed in knowing Sophie for over 13 years, and I am so grateful that the Illinois FFA got a glimpse into just how dedicated, driven, and passionate she is. It is our privilege to introduce to you my best friend,
our sister, and your state FFA president,
Sophia Horton.
I woke up this morning.
Disney, Microsoft, Harley-Davidson, and Shanna's Shoe Shed. All of these businesses are tied together by one common thread. They're all businesses that were started in garages. And while that may be true, I think it's pretty clear to all of us in this convention hall that there is one of them that sticks out like a sore thumb. You've already guessed which one it is, Shanna's Shoe Shed. Shanna's Shoe Shed is an extremely unique business whose concept is about as straightforward as its name. They sell name brand shoes online at discounted prices to people all around the country and all around the world. And by they, I really mean my sister and I, because Shanna, well, that's my mom. And as for Shoe Shed, it's really more of the old cattle building that's located on the east edge of our farm. To fully understand this wild idea that is Shanna's Shoe Shed, we must back up a little bit, as this business doesn't quite have the typical beginning. First, you must know a little bit about my mom. My mom is the type of person that you should never, ever tell that she can't do something, because that just means that she absolutely will. And she's always down to take the next crazy idea and turn it into something that's really, really wonderful. In 2016, one of those crazy ideas presented itself when we heard about an old shoe store that was closing down in Southern Illinois, and my mom and sister thought it might be a fun idea to buy a few hundred pairs of their old inventory and try to sell them online. Now, while my dad and I tried to convince them not to do this, there was no stopping them as they loaded up in my mom's SUV and hit the road south with enough room in their trunk to fit a few hundred pairs of shoes. That night, as my dad and I awaited and waited and waited for their arrival, it wasn't my mom's SUV that pulled back into our driveway. And they hadn't purchased those few hundred shoes like they'd been dreaming of. They pulled in that night with 2 livestock trailers filled with over 4,000 pairs of shoes. Check this out. Now, while these shoes may look organized in the photo, believe me when I say they did not arrive that way, which meant that someone had to sort them. And one of those someones was me. This wasn't exactly how I'd planned to spend that summer, but there I could be found sorting shoes. Sorting shoes by size, by color, by brand, by style, by price, you name it, I probably sorted it. And that summer, we had sales. We had online sales, Craigslist sales, community-wide open houses, doing anything and everything in our power to sell as many shoes as we possibly could. And we did. We sold a lot of shoes. But fast forward to the present day, this is what our shoe shed looks like now. We may have sold a lot of shoes that summer, but we still have about 1,500 pairs of shoes left in our garage, just sitting on shelves as I walk past every day. Since then, the sales have slowed, and quite honestly, selling shoes isn't really something we do a lot of anymore. So there those over 1,000 pairs of shoes sit. Now, every time I tell someone this fun fact about my family, I always get the same response. Having 1,500 pairs of shoes all to yourself must be every girl's dream, right? And it is. I mean, there's literally hundreds of shoes in my size in every color and style that you can possibly imagine. And yet, as I walk through these aisles, I can't also help but feel a little bit sad. Because just sitting here on this shelf, these shoes aren't fulfilling the purpose that they were intended to fulfill. It doesn't matter how new or how great this brand new shoe is, nor how long it's been sitting here. This shoe is without purpose until it meets the need of someone who wears it. And as these thoughts roll through my mind, I can't help but feel that the same is true for us. How many times in our life have we felt like a shoe on a shelf, as if our life is going by and we have yet to fulfill real purpose within it? And friends, in that same thought, although we don't always feel it or realize it, the reason we feel this way isn't because we aren't new enough or good enough or talented enough, but rather because we lose sight of what it truly looks like to live a life of purpose. Ask yourself the following question in your head. What is my purpose? In this moment, many of us struggled to come up with an answer. Or if we did, we named off something like, my purpose is to be a doctor or a teacher, or my purpose is to be a lawyer or a welder, or we named off some other future career, plan, or activity that we want to be a part of, because some piece of these things matches what we love and what we're good at. But if anything like this is our answer, we've really missed something. Because those things, those are our passions. Passion is the combination of what we love and what we are good at. But we achieve purpose when what we love and what we are good at meets what the world needs. Purpose is wanting to help the sick by becoming a doctor. Purpose is wanting to set students on a path to a successful future by becoming a teacher. Purpose is wanting to innovate our world's most next necessary technology by becoming a welder. It's using whatever it is that you love and that you are good at to meet what the world needs. In other words, we fulfill purpose in our lives when we use our passions to be servants to the world around us. And it's difficult to feel as if we don't have that shoe on a shelf feeling when we're someone that just settles for having passion instead of living with purpose. Growing up, my favorite shoes to wear were always my Justin work boots. And no, at this point in my life, they did not come from the shoe shed. But the reason that I loved wearing these shoes so much is not so much about how they looked or how they felt, but rather what I got to do when I was wearing these shoes, because I knew that anytime I slipped on these snazzy leather work boots, that meant that I was helping my dad on the farm. And to me, there's no better way to spend a day than out in a farm field. But as of recent, I've realized that why I love farming and agriculture so much has less to do with the tractors and the corn as I once originally believed, and more to do with one of the larger purposes which surrounds farming, which is stewardship of the land. Now, while I didn't always realize it, because of my faith and farming upbringing together, stewardship was something that I was always very familiar with. It's about caring, maintaining, nurturing, and bettering our land for the future. Because as agriculturalists, we know that the decisions we make today are what directly shapes the world that we live in tomorrow. But ponder this for a moment. If stewardship of the land can make such a difference for the farming future, imagine what a difference it could make if we chose to be not just stewards of the land, but to be a steward of our life. And being someone that lives with purpose everywhere we go, constantly striving to make the world a better place. As high schoolers, we spend a great deal of time thinking about what job we want to have, career we want to fill, life we want to live, ultimately what the purpose of our life is, when in reality, we miss the fact that purpose in our life isn't found because of what specific task or activity we're doing, but because of how the world becomes better because of it. It's being a steward of our life through what we love and what we're good at, which are our passions. What's so beautiful about this is that it's going to look very, very different for all of us. Because just as there are many different types of shoes, we all have vastly and beautifully different passions from one another. Think about it this way. Imagine a rain boot, a running shoe, and a sandal. They're all very different shoes that serve very different purposes, that look very different and feel very different, yet they all serve an immense purpose in our lives by meeting something that we need. And throughout this year, I've had the privilege to meet many, many people that remind me of what it looks like to be a rain boot, a running shoe, or a sandal, in the sense that they all have very different passions and serve very different roles, yet they all take that passion so much deeper and fulfill purpose in their life by being someone that meets a need in the world around us. One of those people, Mark, is the volunteer coordinator at the Midwest Food Bank, and I met him on one of my visits to Section 9 where I visited their Dodge Hunger event, packing meals at that food bank. He has been involved there since the year that it was founded. It's clear to anyone who meets Mark that he is very passionate about connecting volunteers to faith, opportunity, and service. But Mark takes those passions so much deeper by using them in a place that meets one of the world's most fundamental needs, which is hunger. Mark doesn't just settle for passion. Mark lives with purpose. Several times throughout this year, I've had the opportunity to travel back home to Fisher, Illinois. And it's not uncommon on these trips home that I see someone named Marge. Marge is a lady in my community who does not allow her old age to stop her. She volunteers at the grade school, organizes the blood drive, serves on the Fisher Fair Board, is responsible for the Relay for Life group, sets up the Pen Pal program, and so much more. Throughout my entire life, Marge has inspired me with how much she is passionate about the missions of the Fisher community and seeing them flourish. But even more inspiring than her passion is how she turns that passion into purpose by becoming involved. And not just allowing those things to be things that she loves and things that she's passionate about, but helping further them each and every day. Every morning, when Marge wakes up and heads out her door with a pink boa tied around her walker, she chooses to become involved. And in doing so, she lives a life far beyond passion. She lives a life of purpose. Then, there's Austin. Austin is a student and FFA member that attends the Illinois School for the Visually Impaired. I had the opportunity to meet Austin not just on Section 13 chapter visits, and again that week at their leadership training school, but once again this winter. Each and every time I would meet Austin, I would ask him how he was doing and how his day was going, and he would always reply to me the same way. A huge smile on his face and say, "Spending the day with you all in the FFA? Of course I'm great." After watching Austin interact with other students at his school, it was clear to me that he is very, very passionate about building relationships and making new friends. But Austin turns a passion, even as simple as that, into one of the most powerful purposes by using it in such a positive way that helps others like me and his classmates feel welcome and feel like there's someone who is appreciated. Austin wastes no opportunity that he meets someone to add intentional value to his life through purpose. Austin doesn't just settle for passion. Austin lives with purpose. Mark, Marge, Austin, and so many others this year have shown me that living a life of purpose goes far beyond where we are now and what we are currently doing. It's about who it impacts and how the world is better because we did it. For Mark, it's the hungry families that no longer have to wonder where their next meal is coming from. For Marge, it's to see the next generation in the Fisher community flourish. For Austin, to make everyone's day just that much better. And for me this year, it's been you all. And in serving your ability to obtain the values of the FFA and make the impact on the world that I know you will make. But this situation is a little bit unique. Because in less than an hour, my passion will be retired even though I don't want it to. We've all felt this feeling in our life, as if something that we love is going away or coming to an end and there's nothing that we can do to stop it. Maybe for you, it's the last day on a job that you really loved, last day of high school, last time playing in a sporting event, or maybe sitting in this convention hall. This is your very last FFA event. This can be hard. But what's important to realize, yet seldom recognize, is that a life of purpose knows no time. Because purpose doesn't end just because a passion does. If we have truly lived a life of purpose, our impact lasts far beyond when that chapter of passion comes to a close. And even more beautiful than that is that this provides us with another opportunity to expand what purposefulness looks like in our life by finding a new passion that we can fulfill purpose within. For me, this looks like putting on a new pair of shoes next year at the University of Illinois as I study to become an agriculture teacher and FFA advisor, not just because I'm passionate about teaching, but to feel purpose in educating and empowering students through agricultural education. It doesn't matter what passion we want to fulfill, nor how many chapters of our passion may come to a close. What's important is that wherever we are, we live with purpose in making the world a better place. We may not realize it, but already right here at the Illinois FFA State Convention, we have expanded and empowered our ability to live even more purposefully than when we arrived. Remember that living a life of purpose is about taking something that we love and what we're good at and finding something within that that we can use to meet what the world needs and to make the world a better place. Making the world a better place could be as simple, yet as powerful as choosing to be someone that exudes love rather than fear, just like Miriam shared with us during session 1. It could mean choosing to be someone that works with their challenges to overcome them and be someone that can truly appreciate what it looks like to live with purpose, just like Shaylee shared with us in session 3. Living a life of purpose could mean being a steward of each and every one of the moments that we have in our life, just as Taylor shared with us in session 4. And living with purpose could be as simple, yet as powerful as choosing to be someone that treats everyone as if they are somebody's somebody, just as Eliza shared with us in session 5. All of these things can be used regardless of what passion we choose to pursue, to live with purpose, meet what the world needs, be a steward of our life, and make the world a better place. Every time I sell, give away, or donate another pair of my shoes to try to just get rid of some, I get a feeling of pure joy knowing that those shoes are going to fulfill purpose in every step that they take. But the feeling of joy that I get from seeing one of those shoes do that far wanes in comparison to the feeling of joy I get when I see a person that chooses to live with purpose in every step of their life. The same is true for us here in this convention hall. Open your convention programs to the last page, the RA reflection page. Whether it be on your ride home or after you've already arrived there, take some time to reflect on the retiring addresses that you've heard here at the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention and how those messages can be used to elevate your life. Then, at the bottom, take a moment and capture the true definition of purpose. And ask yourself, but this time, rather than just thinking about it, actually write down the answer to the question. Think about, what do you love? What are you good at? How can it be used to better the world around you? And ask yourself, write it down. How can I live with purpose? Remember that a life of purpose is about taking what we love and what we're good at and using it to meet a need in the world around us. It's not just about being that doctor, that teacher, or that lawyer, or that welder. It's about helping the sick by becoming a doctor or a nurse or a dentist. It's about setting students on a path to a successful future by becoming a teacher or an administrator or a school board member. It's about innovating in our world by becoming a welder, an engineer, or a scientist. It's about making everyone smile by sharing your passion for cooking, for music, or for art. Illinois FFA members and guests, whether you be a freshman sitting in the back of this convention hall or a senior in the front row, a parent, an advisor, or a convention guest, whether you know what your passion is or you're still in a season of change, know that when you take what you love and what you're good at and you use it to meet what the world needs and make the world a better place, you live a life full of purpose. Illinois FFA members and guests, rather than settling for passion, live with purpose.
Sophia. Whether it's Sophia or Soph, in you, we know we have an exceptional leader. From slinkies to snowballs, props to you for being creative, engaging, and purposeful in everything you do. You never let any little hiccup stand in the way of our success. Your leadership and style will stand the test of time. It's your sincere and genuine heart that made you the matriarch that completes our sisterhood. Thank you for using your enthusiasm to elevate Illinois FFA. Your teammates for a year, sisters for life. Taylor, Miriam, Eliza, Shaylee. For the final time, your 2018-2019 State FFA President, Sophia Horton.
For us to do something, yeah. If not now, then when will we see an end to all this pain? Oh, it's not enough to do nothing. It's time for us to do something. Elevate a little higher. Let's throw a party in the sky and celebrate. Elevate until we fly, yeah. But move your feet until you levitate. Come on, let's elevate.
Madam Secretary, do you have any announcements at this time?
Why, yes, I do. Would all newly elected and retiring section presidents, newly elected major state officers, and Spotlight on Service participants please report backstage at this time. Also, it's time for us to recognize some special individuals who have assisted us in making this, the 91st State FFA Convention, a true success. Would everyone please grab their convention program and turn to page 9. Before we continue with this session, please join me in a round of applause for these dedicated volunteers listed on page 9. Our convention wouldn't be possible without all of their help. Thank you to all the volunteers. Again, would all newly elected and retiring section presidents and newly elected major state officers please report backstage. Also, would anyone who is parked in the loading dock area outside the convention center please move your vehicles as soon as possible. For all the Spotlight on Service participants, after you've been recognized on stage, make sure that you pick up your poster in the lobby before you leave convention this afternoon. Thank you.
You know, Shaylee, in the future, I'm definitely going to think back to this year.
Same here. We have made a lot of memories.
Like that one time we tried filming a camp song video in the backyard and it just wasn't working out.
Or all of the times we had to chase the geese away in the backyard with tennis balls and baseball bats, or even the time we got caught in a tornado.
Right. Or that one time that we hosted the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention. While the week is coming to an end, we know that it's been a great week. So let's take a look at how this week has been with our convention wrap-up video.
I ain't too sure what I believe in, but I believe in what I see. And when I close my eyes, I see my whole life ahead of me. These are ours. This is our time. This is our time. These are ours. Out on the verge. Out on the verge of the rest of
All over our great state, FFA chapters put on outstanding service projects, from donating canned food to volunteering at local nonprofits. This year, we wanted to showcase the hard work and dedicated FFA chapters and the dedication that they put towards impacting their local communities. FFA chapters had the opportunity to create posters based on their service project that were displayed all throughout convention. We had the opportunity to vote for our favorite service project by donating to the project most deserving. Whichever chapters received the most donations in the past 3 days will receive a cash prize of $349.10 to go back to their home FFA chapter for their next service project. Let's congratulate all of the Spotlight on Service participants. Our Spotlight on Service participants are Altamont, Blue Ridge, Bureau Valley, Calhoun, Cambridge, Sisney, Farmington, Genoa Kingston, Gibble Catholic, Mahomet Seymour, Mantino, Olney, Ottawa, Putnam County, Sandoval, Tremont, and Midland. And now, the winner of the Spotlight on Service project is the Tremont FFA chapter. Let's congratulate all of our participants of the Spotlight on Service project one more time as they exit the stage. At this time, please help me in welcoming to the stage your State FFA President, Sophia Horan, to the podium for the installation of section presidents.
Each year, every section will elect an individual to represent them as a section president and a member of the Illinois FFA officer team. These individuals here will not only serve as leaders in their sections, but as role models to members throughout our state. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the stage your retiring and newly elected section presidents for the installation of the 2019-2020 section presidents.
Illinois FFA, my name is Gwen Heimerdinger, and it has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your Section 1 President this past year. I would love to introduce to you your newly Section 1 President, Miss Samantha Kemple.
Illinois FFA, I am Rebecca Huff, and I have the honor of serving as your Section 2 President, and I would like to introduce you to the new Section 2 President, Margaret Vasson.
Hello, Illinois FFA. It was truly an honor serving this year as your Section 3 President, and with me today is your new Section 3 President, Josh Sims.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emma Parkins from the United FFA chapter, and I had the distinct privilege of serving as your Section 4 president this year. With me today, I have your new Section 4 president, Eliza Lilleman.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Zachary Weber, and it was a privilege to serve this year as your Section 5 president. It is my honor and privilege to introduce to you for the first time my brother and your new Section 5 president, Brad Weber.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Grace Skirky, and I had the honor to serve as a Section 6 president for this last year. I'm super excited to introduce to you the new Section 6 president, Miss Allie Drake.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. My name is Emma Freebairn, and I have had the honor of serving as your Section 7 president for the last year. It is now my distinct privilege to introduce you to your new section president, Mr. Avery Plody.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Jeremy Wissington, and it was an honor to serve as 2018-2019 Section 8 President. I would like to introduce you to the new 2019-2020 Section 8 President, Liliana Romero.
Illinois FFA, my name is Carson Kimpling, and I had the honor to serve Section 9 this past year. With me, I have the new Section 9 President, Miss Molly Shim.
Hello, Illinois FFA. I was Kara Anker, and I served as a Section 10 President, and I'd like to introduce you Rodney Billerbeck, your new Section 10 President.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Riley Smith, and it has been my pleasure and privilege to serve you this past year as the Section 11 President. It is my honor to introduce to you the new Section 11 President, Tessa Sargent.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Colin White, and it has been an honor to serve as your section president. It is my distinct privilege to introduce to you your 2019-2020 Section 12 President, Ms. Sophia Reevely.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. My name is Austin Duffelmeyer, and it has been my honor to serve as your Section 13 President this year. I would like to introduce you to your new 2019-2020 Section 13 President, Ms. Lauren Sachs.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. My name is Brody McCormick, and I have had the privilege of serving as the Section 14 President this past year, and I am beyond excited to introduce to you the new Section 14 President, Ms. Emily Curry.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. My name is Sally Reed, and I have had the honor of serving Section 15 this year. It is with great pride that I introduce to you the new Section 15 President, Miss Madeline Thornsberry.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Ellie Paulsrud, and I've had the absolute privilege of serving as your Section 16 President. It is my absolute honor to introduce you to your new 2019-2020 Section 16 President, Zane Gardner.
Illinois FFA, my name is Abby Schlitter, and I have had the honor of serving this last year as your Section 17 President. And I am so proud to introduce to you your new Section 17 President from Tuscola, Miss Morgan Jones.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Daniel Bass, and God has blessed me with the opportunity to serve as your 2018-2019 Section 18 President. It is my honor to introduce to you your new Section 18 President, Andrew Davis.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. It has been my honor to serve this last year
as a Section 19 president. It is my honor to introduce to you your new Section 19 president, Chase Timmon.
Hello, Illinois FFA, and for the final time, I am Jacob Mays, your Section 20 president. I would like the pleasure of introducing the new 2019-2020 Section 20 president, Emma Coons.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Jonathan Donahoe, and I have had the distinct honor of serving as your 2018-2019 Section 21 president. It is my honor to introduce to you Ms. Caitlin Huff, the 2019-2020 Section 21 president.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. It has been my distinct privilege to serve Section 22 at Illinois FFA State Association as your Section 22 president. With me today, I'd like to introduce the 2019-2020 Section 22 president, Lexi Miller.
Good afternoon, Illinois FFA. My name is Lane Harvey, and I've been blessed to serve Section 23 this past year. With me today is your 2019-2020 Section 23 president, Mr. Coy Cruel.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Catherine Smith, and I have been honored to serve as your last year's Section 24 president. With me today is your new Section 24 president, Taylor Dirksen.
Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Natalie Bonnell, and I have had the honor to serve as your Section 25 president. I would like to introduce you to your new Section 25 president, Miss Jordy Oliver.
(2018-2019) Section Presidents, please accept your retiring officer pins and present the 2019-2020 Section President-elects to our members. As Section President-elect, you have been selected by your fellow members to be the leader of your section for the coming year. You are therefore responsible for guiding your section in all of its worthy undertakings. May you work intelligently, seriously, and above all, professionally to fulfill the responsibilities of your office. It is an honor to be a section president in the Illinois Association FFA. From the time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will all succeed and the FFA will prosper. Does each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, answer, we do. We do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed as section president for the 2019-2020 State Officer Team. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for all section members. To the retiring section presidents, your year of service to the Illinois Association FFA has been marked by hard work, dedication, and loyalty. This year, our state officer team has accomplished many great things, and each of you played a very important role in our success. This year, you have served not only as leaders in our association, but also supporters, role models, and great friends. Thank you for dedicating a year of your life to the FFA. Congratulations on the job well done, and best of luck to the newly installed section presidents. As we conclude the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention, it is time that we install 5 leaders of our organization for the next year. These 5 Blue Jacket ambassadors will serve as your major state officers for the 2019-2020 year. I commend each of you for your willingness to serve, one of the most critical roles within our organization. Throughout this year, you may face challenges and obstacles. However, with a positive attitude and strong friendship with your fellow teammates, you will overcome these trials and the organization will continue to prosper. Take time to reflect on your year of service to this organization in the absolute best of your ability. Most of all, remember to have fun. In closing, remember why you are here. You were all elected for a reason, and do not ever question your ability to represent the Illinois Association. Over 19,000 Illinois FFA members are looking up to you. Never lose sight of that. With that, on behalf of the 2018-2019 Illinois Association FFA Major State Officer Team, we wish you the best of luck, and always remember we are here for you whenever you need us. Gage, as President-elect, you have been selected by your fellow members to be the leader of our organization for the coming year. You are therefore responsible for guiding our organization in all its worthy undertakings. May you work intelligently and seriously to fulfill the responsibilities of your office.
Lane, as Vice President-elect, your record of accomplishment indicates you have those qualities of leadership which we should all possess. You are to assist the President in directing the work of our organization, preside over meetings in his absence, and keep all committees working efficiently.
Colin, as Secretary-elect, you have been chosen to keep accurate minutes of our meetings and to carry on the organization correspondence. You should provide the organization with the order of business and committee assignments for each meeting. You will also keep a list of members, a record of degrees awarded, and have custody of the Constitution.
Emma, as Treasurer-elect, you have been placed in a position of trust. Your duties require you to keep an accurate record of receipts and disbursements and provide regular financial reports. It is also your responsibility to assist in developing the organization's budget, maintaining sound financial practices.
Brody, as reporter-elect, it is your duty to inform the public about the FFA. You are expected to work closely with the news media, including state and national FFA publications. You should keep a record of photographs and articles published concerning the FFA and its members, and you are responsible for compiling our FFA history.
It is an honor to serve as an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed, and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of your office, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles within the FFA? If so, answer, we do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed in the respective office to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for all chapter members. Retiring officers, will you please escort the newly installed officers to their stations? It is now my distinct honor to pass the gavel on to the 2019-2020 Illinois FFA State President, Mr. Gage Miller.
Thank you, Sophia. Throughout this year, these 5 individuals have poured their heart and souls into our organization.
They have traveled many miles promoting our organization and taking agriculture education in the FFA to a whole new level. They have proven the statement true that if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. With these 5 in command, we have had another phenomenal year in the Illinois Association FFA. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2018-2019 state officers and section presidents have truly elevated our organization to its fullest potential through their hard work and dedication. 30 individuals come together from all over the state in all walks of life to create our state officer team. That is one special part of our organization. We would like to honor each and every one of the 30 members of this year's state officer team at this time. Please turn your attention to the screens above as we take a look at the 2018-2019 state officer team's year of service.
Going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest. All I need is just a pen. I know. My battle lines going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest. All I need is just a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics. My words are like physics, a force that they can't stop. They just don't get it. I think they forget I'm not done till I'm on top. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark a flame. Watch as our fire rages. Our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born. I've struggled for years and through all of the tears I face the doubts I hide. I never give in to my fears deep within, cause I heard my voice inside. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I will never lose my voice if I cut out all the noise. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write a story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark a flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. Was it alright for someone like me to know you're not alone? The moves that you make, yeah, they come up mistakes. Don't ever lose your hope. Just know you were born for this. Just know you were born for this. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark the flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We were born for this. We were born for this.
Illinois FFA, today history has been made. Your 2018-2019 Illinois FFA Major State Officer Team.
May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May it take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. May the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. 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 May you be as fascinating as a slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions, though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. May the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. May the road less paved be the road that you follow. Oh, well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want what your path is. If you believe it, then anything can happen. Go, 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 raise your glasses. Go, 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 you can have it all. I told you, here's to the hearts that you gon' break. Here's to the lives that you gon' change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna have. You don't need money, got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all. 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 I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna have. Here's to you always making me laugh. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time, your 2018-2019 Major State Officer Team.
I'm checking my vital signs, on my battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need is just a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. Don't care for the critics, my words are like physics, a force that they can't stop. They just don't get it, I think they forget I'm not done till I'm on top. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark a flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. I've struggled for years and through all of the tears I faced the doubts I hide. I never give in to my fears, people think as I heard my voice inside. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I will never lose my voice. If I cut out all the noise, I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write a story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark a flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. These words that I write are for someone like me to know you're not alone. The moves that you make, yeah, that come up mistakes, don't ever lose your hope. Just know you were born for this. Just know you were born for this. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were.
Our retiring officers have truly left an impact on our organization, and we will forever be in debt to their year of service. Sophia, serving with enthusiasm. Eliza, with courage. Shaylee, with selflessness. Miriam, with empathy. And Taylor, with ambition. Serving on a team of 30 with them, they have shown the true characteristics of elevation for our chapters, sections, and this organization as a whole. I cannot wait to continue our best traditions, create memories that will last a lifetime, and serve you, the members of Illinois FFA, with Lane, Brody, Colin, and myself, and our core values of faith, selflessness, drive, passion, and service. Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should probably come before this time?
Yes, I do. With the 2019-2020 section presidents, please report backstage immediately following this session. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should probably come before this time? We are about to adjourn this, the final session of the 91st Annual State FFA Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in our labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare the 91st Illinois FFA State Convention adjourned.